Welcome back. The stage is set at Wimbledon's centre court for a finals rematch between two of tennis's top players. Seven-time Wimbledon champion Roger Federer will face off against defending champ Novak Djokovic for the men's singles title. Let's bring in CNN's Christina McFarlane. She's live in London with the latest on this year's game. And these two players, number one and number two, Novak took almost 4 hours to beat Federer last year. Can he do it again?
Absolutely, he can do it again, Lynda. He's the world number one, the defending champion, and we've been watching him here on the practice courts of Wimbledon this morning, warming up, looking calm, looking confident, and so he should do. You know, he's won the final here 2 out of 4 years that he's played, and he's sailed through this tournament in straight sets in all but one of his matches. Remember, it's just a few weeks ago that he lost out in the final of the French Open to Stan Wawrinka, and he'll want to make amends for that here today. But he really is at the peak of his performance at the moment. He's been the most dominant player for the last 2 years, and he's enjoyed a very exceptionally profitable partnership with the former Wimbledon legend Boris Becker, who I caught up with about a week ago to hear how much he's been enjoying his relationship with the world number one, both on and off the court. Have a listen.
I love the relationship. I think it's very successful. At the end of the day, you know, he's my boss. You know, he has to say whether he's happy or not. So far he likes it. For me, it was a great satisfaction going back to coaching, going back to the locker room, going back to the practice court. It's a world I'm very familiar with. I grew up in the locker rooms of the world. I think there's chemistry. We have a similar sense of humor. He's a wonderful guy to work with. And he's a great competitor, and so I'm proud to be his coach.
But he's up, of course, against the mighty Roger Federer, who just a few seasons ago seemed to be drawing to the end of his career. But I can tell you now that he's definitely back. By his own admission in the semi-final here, after the semi-final, he said he had the best service game of his career against Andy Murray. And you can look at the stats to see why. He served 85% of his first serves against Andy Murray here. And he leads the head-to-head against Djokovic, 20 wins to Djokovic's 19. So I think this is going to come down today to a match of margins, and the weather could well play a factor today in Roger Federer's favour. If the roof is closed, that will favour him because the conditions will be stabilised. The ball's going to play quicker. That'll be easier for Federer. And of course, we think the crowd is going to be in Federer's court as they look for him to make history here, to become the only man to take 18 Grand Slam titles. So a lot to play for.
It's going to be an exciting match. And looking at the women, Serena Williams has done it again, breaking records. How much pressure is there on now? How much pressure is there on her now to win the US Open, to secure the calendar Grand Slam?
Well, there's absolute enormous pressure on Serena Williams, as there has been really all season. Ever since she once won the French Open, this is now beginning to ramp up. She's taken her 6th Wimbledon title here yesterday. She's now won 21 Grand Slam finals and lost only 4. It's a remarkable record. And as we look ahead to the US Open, all eyes will turn to that and be wondering now if she can complete the calendar Grand Slam, which is something that hasn't been done by any male or female player since Steffi Graf way back in 1988. And when I caught up with her after her win here yesterday at Wimbledon, she told me how she's so delighted that her success is bringing new fans to the game.
That makes me feel great. You know, we want to bring more people watching women's tennis and supporting this. This is the greatest platform for a female athlete, and it's a great place to be. So it's so exciting to have that opportunity of people just coming to watch, you know, hopefully cheering me on in New York, you know, going for it. And regardless, I'm going to do the best that I can and have fun. That's all I can do. I have nothing to lose now. You know, I've gotten 3 this year. So obviously I want to win US Open, but if not, 3 isn't bad, so I'm going to enjoy that.
She became the oldest Grand Slam champion in history yesterday. But, you know, if Roger does it today, he will become the oldest Grand Slam champion in history at 33 years old.
We'll have to see how it plays out. Christina McFarlane, thank you very much for joining us. Talk to you soon. And that does it for this edition of CNN Newsroom. I'm Lynda Kinkade. Headlines are next, and there'll be another edition of CNN Newsroom at the top of the hour.